Most don't know what's happening, confused from all they taking in, dealing with abandonment. We've been cause colored, Afro, African, American, then black again. Most don't even know we never left the land. Throwing niggas off like spears and javelins.
Welcome back to Media Mesh, where I give you my unapologetic opinion on everything from music, movies, news, reality, TV, and so much more as we go down the rabbit hole. Now listen, you got your boy Young Thug and YSL Steel in the building. What it do, shout it? Anyway, guys, listen, we about to get into this. You know how I get down here on the channel. You know, if you are enjoying the commentary, make sure you send up a simple like. It costs you nothing, but we appreciate it. Check out the playlist, man. Over 200 videos. Now, let's get to it. Now, I was just listening, you know, as I was riding through the TikTok streets. And a lot of people are rejoicing that this man is technically free in a few months, right? The question becomes, how does the families feel who have been impacted by this brother? Now, we all know, of course, in the justice system, it's about how much justice you can afford, right? In any other situation, even with the prosecution doing a horrible ass job, they would have got some serious time, right? But not in this case. Now, I knew something was kind of off because of how, how we say, relaxed the prosecution was. You know, they weren't really like, you know, hammering him and really going in on the people. And then they had that whole debacle with Woody, which was just outrageous, made a mockery of the justice system or the courtroom, you know, to allow such foolishness. And then the judge did the same thing. So this was just, I don't even understand what was going on. From the first judge, you know, having private meetings without the counsel, you know, Young Thug's counsel, just a lot of foolishness. So this was just a lot of wasted time and money. But the end result here is that, you know, if he can successfully complete 15 years on probation, I guess he's a free man. So it's like a slap on the wrist, but it is what it is. Bottom line is YSL Steel. Okay. When you have money, that's going to always determine the time. Okay. Because, you know, hey, they get paid. It doesn't always work out. But in most cases, you know, the better the attorney, the better the outcome. Excuse me. Let's go a little bit further. Now, to address the point I was making when I was through the TikTok streets, there was one brother on here who will remain nameless, who's pretty much, you know, very happy about this situation, the outcome for the most part. And he's also defending Diddy. And his argument is that, you know, pretty much, I guess, just because we're black or these guys are black, you know, hey, that's a win. And me being black, if you haven't noticed, I don't believe that. You know, we can't accept any types of foolishness just because you're black. Why would we be happy if this guy who you know was not a saint? Are we going to pretend that this guy was a saint? I don't know him personally. I wasn't there to witness any of the things, but you can tell just based off of his raps or what his associates and how he carried himself, or at least presented himself, that this was probably not the most upstanding person that you would run into in the street. So I guess them chickens and that voodoo paid off. Y'all forgot that? Y'all must have forgot that. The rituals and stuff that they do, obviously it must have some impact here. Because not to get any time, but just to simply get probation, that is something in and of itself. But back to the other guy. Because he was saying pretty much, even if Puffy did do some things that were not great, it's basically the system in which we are brought up in that calls him to do these things. And therefore he should be excused. And I guess it's easy to say a lot of stuff when it doesn't directly affect you or your family. You see, things change. You know, if Diddy did this to your mama or your sister or your daughter, if it was your little girl that was at the party or your little boy, you know, diddly, he liked the diddle. a little diddle and daddle, right? Or in this case with Young Thug, obviously there was somebody that has been unalived in association with this guy right here. I'm sure their family tonight is not doing the best, right? I'm sure they're not happy. Where does the line start and stop when it comes to defending foolishness? You'll notice on the channel I do a lot of police videos. I was actually even accused of being a cop myself. Not that that's a bad thing, but if I was, what would be wrong with that? Because you know what? From what I see, and again, I watch a lot of police. I mean, countless. I'm just fascinated by how crazy people are in this world or how disturbed people may be. So it's not, I'm not watching in the sense of necessarily judging people, but it is quite interesting to see how the mind works, right? So it's like psychology in a way, because most people tend to know that you don't steal, you don't unalive people, you don't grape, you don't, participate in just certain things. It's like nobody has to really tell you these type of things. You just kind of inherently know, okay, yeah, I probably shouldn't do this. And if I'm thinking about doing these type of things, then what's wrong with me? So I don't deny that there's definitely some type of chemical imbalance that a lot of people deal with. There's a lot of spiritual elements, a lot of things that folks have opened themselves up to that have made them a victim in their minds and not able to really distinguish right from wrong. But I'm believing calling it as it is. If you're doing things that's going to put you in a position to be apprehended by the police, who can you blame outside of yourself? I'm not in defense of any police, obviously, but what I've watched, and I got some videos coming up, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. How you can go to the situation, see what's going on, and people just become irate. And the truth is, most of the stuff that these people be getting locked up for, you get off. It's nothing. It's slap on the wrist anyway. So you really didn't have to do all that. You could just got the ticket, or if he's stealing under a certain amount, hey, that's just a misdemeanor. Depending on the state you in, some states you can steal up to $2,500, some $1,500. So it's no need of you acting a whole ass, for $200 or whatever he was doing. But the bigger point is, why are you doing it in the first place? Got a video I'm going to show y'all. This pregnant woman. I know this is kind of off the topic, but still on topic because we're talking about the line, right? So this pregnant girl, sister, was in the store. She stole from Walmart or whatever. I mean, side note, they just need to put a precinct inside of Walmart, okay? Inside. Or just police the aisles, because I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. People just love stealing from Walmart. Nonetheless, so she basically came out in, with not even like a bag. She came out with the cart of stolen goods, and then had the audacity to have an attitude with them for stopping her. Talking about, well, there's other criminals, other people that's doing stuff that's way worse. What? Hold on, wait a minute. This ain't about nobody else. This is about you. They called on you. So that's the problem, right? Accountability. People want to talk about what everybody else is doing without actually analyzing and looking at yourself. That's what I think has gone wrong in this country, is that everyone is focused on other people, which is also why a lot of folks is not getting ahead and moving forward in whatever the hell they were supposed to be damn doing, because your eyes is focused on what somebody else is doing. And then again, if you get caught out there doing something, accept it, move on. That's how I look at it. But until we do that, we're going to keep having situations such as this. But anyway, your boy's free. So if y'all like Young Thug, lifestyle, beginning. I ain't gonna lie, that was a hot song. I don't know what he was talking about, but I know lifestyle. Yeah. Anyway, he's free. So now the other side of that is, what's the chances he can make it 15 years? Unless he moves to like Dubuque, Iowa, if that's even a place. It just sounded cool to say Dubuque. But, you know, his attorney wanted him to be able to still be in contact with Gunna and some of his other cohorts, But time will tell. Time will tell. And he is a free man. So you guys can, enjoy this upstanding young brother who is just a pillar in the community, doing so much good, through his music, which is so liberating and free for the Black man. It's just really inspiring us to have hope and just become better versions of ourselves by listening to his inspirational music. The kids, should wake up in the morning and they should listen to some Young Thug. That's just even such a great name, a Young Thug. Why didn't I think of that? That's such a great name to be a thug. Considering how, YT people just love to label us all as that. And see, that's what y'all don't understand. When you, what's the word I'm looking for? When you encourage and support stereotypes and images of us that does not reflect the whole community, the YT people who sit back and look at us, they put that stigma onto every Black man they see. They put that on every Black woman they see. They assume that we're all the same. Now I realize, and there's a difference between ninjas and so-called Black people. But the reality is, the gag is, we're American. Okay? But see, we allowed ourselves to be subclassified in, oh, you African American. Really? How many of us really from Africa? That's a whole nother story. Right? No, I think we was already here. Therefore, if we're going to be anything, we would have to just be American. You can't be born in Cuba and then, you something else. No, you're Cuban. Any other country, you're whatever it is. Because you were born there. Nonetheless. Anyway, until next time, peace and blessings, y'all.